Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Chodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which will be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. A shalom, beloved Akiam and Akwath. It's just by and back again through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And I just want to bring through a quick lesson, a quick live through the spirit that came through the inspiration of a talking point that was being made by the elder Yashawamba in one of his previous lessons. And pretty much he had made the mention regarding Esau being, he's being out reproduced. You see? Well, every other nation's outbreeding him. All right, and that's not a coincidence. All right, through the spirit. And Esau knows this. You see, Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, he's well aware, you know, of the reality of his lack of fertility. All right, and hey, the statistics tell the story, as they say, as Esau says, numbers don't lie, right? All right, yeah, we got some numbers, we got some information. You know, we're gonna bring out through the spirit, which pretty much is gonna support biblical prophecy as usual. You know, everything is oriented around biblical prophecy. You know, and this is just another token, all right, to Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man's imminent visitation, bro. Okay, because contrary to popular belief, evil E, yep, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, woman, and child, they're gonna drink from that cup. All right, as the scriptures, scriptures explicitly mention, all right, regarding how we had to drink from the cup. All right, that cup which evolves around. Let me go get this precept real quick. Bear with me. All right, that cup that evolves around captivity, man. All right, but the difference between us and Esau is that Esau is getting two cups. You see, and not only is he getting two cups, he's receiving those cups with no mercy. Okay, and on top of all that, at the end of it all, he's gonna go extinct. Okay, pursuant to what's written. All right, Esau's gonna be done away with, bro. And what we're witnessing right now is the gradual process of that. Okay. Let's see here. The book of Jeremiah, real quick. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 49. And I'm gonna start at verse 7, and then I'm gonna jump down. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at verse 8 and then jump down. And it reads, "Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him." All right, and this Esau is talking to the nation. Right, this is not talking to Esau, the man, specifically him. No, the nation of Esau. You see, Esau is Edom, as it tells us in Genesis, the 36th chapter, bro. This is talking to the nation. We're going to show you. I'm going to jump down to verse 12, and it reads, "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken." Right, and that's talking to us. Okay, we were not supposed to drink from the cup. Okay, but in efforts to fulfill biblical prophecy and in efforts for us to know good and evil, okay, prophecy had to be fulfilled, man. We transgressed, we broke the first covenant, and there we went. Okay, which granted Esau access to his blessing that he received from Isaac back in Genesis 27. All this had to play out. You see? But anyways, let's continue on. And right, and we drunk from the cup, right? Haven't we? Look it, and art thou he that he's talking to Esau, look, that shall altogether go unpunished? That's a question. There's a question mark there. The answer to that question is no. He's not going to go altogether unpunished. Look it. Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it, man. Okay? Esau's going to drink it. He's going to drink the dregs of it. You see? The Edomites are going to drink the dregs of this cup. To both of them. Because remember, there's two of them he's getting. Pursuing the Revelations 18. Okay? Speaking of Babylon. As a matter of fact, let's get this in Isaiah real quick. Just to isolate this man. Then we're going to get into some information. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14. Yeah, man, this is the season of Esau, and it's not a good one. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 22, and it reads, for I will rise up against them. Against who? Who's the Lord talking about? Let's keep reading. Saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon. Okay, so he's talking about Babylon. This Babylon he's going to rise up against is not talking about ancient Babylon. It's not talking about the time of Nimrod and the Tower of Babel. No, it's not talking about the it's not talking about the time of Nebuchadnezzar. Okay? It's not talking about the time of Nebuchadnezzar's Babylon. Right? No. It's talking about the daughter of Babylon. You see? The daughter of Babylon, bro, is what this is talking about. Bear with me. Let me continue on. And it reads, surely, did I lose my spot? Here we go. We continue now. So like I lost my spot. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 22 from the top. I will rise up against them, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, and son and nephew, saith the Lord. And why is he isolating son and nephew? Because that's where your bloodline lies. That's where your legacy remains. Okay? But the Lord's saying what? He's going to cut them off. And mind you, this is a gradual process. It's not going to happen overnight. You see, remember, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is the one who operates via gradualism, man. Esau just tries to play that role. Esau is mimicking the Lord. You see, the Lord moves like that with the gradualism. You see, that's why if you're paying attention, you can see what season you're in through the Spirit, because we're gradually going to the next phase of prophecy. You see, there's a time and place. As it tells us in, what's that, Habakkuk? The vision is yet for an appointed time. It's a process. The seasons change. Prophecy changes with the seasons, man. Okay? So as far as Esau is concerned, and his whole generation going topside, that's going to be a process. You see? Ultimately, it's going to come into its perfection after his 1,000-year captivity. You see, he's going to be zeroed out. But as we're witnessing now on the world stage, real time, he's being depleted. All right, and that's not it's not a coincidence, man. And if you know prophecy, you know it's the works of the Lord. Now check it out. Now, real quick, I want to get another precept real quick through the Spirit. As a matter of fact, yeah, let me just get this real quick. The Spirit just hit me. What is it? No end. No end of all the people. I want to make a point real quick. There it goes. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, and verse 16, and it reads, there is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this is also a vanity and vexation of spirit. The point, the reason why I'm bringing this precept out is because ultimately, you know, when prophecy comes into its perfection regarding Esau's eradication, we don't know what the Lord's going to do with his spirit yet, with their spirits. We're going to find out. But ultimately, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he's the father of spirits. All souls are his. Okay, so ultimately what he decides to do with those spirits, it will be found out. It will be on this side, we know in part, and we prophesy in part. You see? But in the kingdom, it'll be all what it'll be all known. What we do know, pursuant to Obadiah 1 and 18, and what we just read in Isaiah 14, and Job 18, and Lord willing, we might grab that, and just various other scriptures, man. Okay, the vision of Balaam. Okay, we know. Okay, what Yahweh told Moses through the Spirit. We gotta remember in Amalek. Okay, you read down the tail end of that, it goes into how Esau's going to be done away with. Various scriptures tap into it, man. We know ultimately at the end of the day, when his captivity is fulfilled, all right, there's not going to be no clean leper Edomite wiggling around the earth, drinking blood and committing all types of damnable heresies, man. That's not going to be happening in the eons to come. After that 1,000-year captivity they got to serve. That's a fact. Again, what the Lord's going to do with their spirits, we will find out. We'll find out then. But I just wanted to nail that point home real quick. But let's tap into this real quick, right? So, I got this article, right? Now, mind you, this article is dated, believe it or not, this article goes back 8 years ago, okay? But it's still valid, and we're going to show you why. Right? So it's from, let me show you. So it's from The Guardian, right? So it's from The Guardian. You see you got the little sperm cells, right? Check this out. This is why. The title reads, Sperm counts among Western men. Now this is specifically talking to Edomite men. And we're going to show you. Look at sperm counts among Western men have halved. They have been cut in half, right, in the last 40 years, studies show. All right? It says, reasons for the shocking drop are unclear. No, they're not. They're clear as day. It's prophecy. Look, the reasons for the shocking drop are unclear, say researchers, and represent a huge and neglected area of public health, bro. All right, and then when it mentions Western men, it's not just mentioning Western as in, the isolated West, as in America. No, it's talking to Western as in Edomite territory. Look, I'll get this right here. Look at the study published in the journal Human Reproduction Update by an international team of researchers drew on 185 studies conducted between 1973 and 2011, involving almost 43,000 men. The team split the data based on whether the men were from Western countries, including Australia, New Zealand, as well as countries in North America and Europe, or from elsewhere. Right? After accounting for factors including age and how long men had gone without ejaculation, the team found that sperm concentration fell from 99 million per milliliter in 1973 to 47.1 million per milliliter in 2011, a decline of 52.4% among Western men unaware of their fertility, bro. All right, and again, this Western men specifically talking to Edomite men, and let's show you. So I went to Google, right? And I typed in I typed in white men not reproducing, and then I had to narrow it down, all right, to the Census Bureau, right? So this is what it says. I typed in, projects from the Census Bureau suggest that the white male pretty much isn't reproducing, and it says yes. Census Bureau projections suggest the U.S. will become a minority white nation around 2045. Unbeknownst to them, they don't got 2045. They may think they do. They think they got 2045. Okay? But I speak as a man, based off our prophetic projections, that don't look right. That time don't look good. They don't got 2045. Needless to say, by 2045, There will be, without a doubt, okay, this country will be a minority white country, which in reality, I mean, you could see they're pretty much a minority for the most part already. They're trying to hold on to over a decade of more time, but needless to say, this is the reality, and this is via the Census Bureau projections. Okay, I'm gonna read it again. It says the Census Bureau projections suggests the U.S. will become a minority white nation around 2045. Okay, meaning the non-Hispanic white population will fall below 50%, bro. Okay, it says this is due to a combination of trends: faster growth among minority population. Oh, let's read that again. This is due to a combination of two trends: faster growth among minority populations, particularly Hispanic, Asian, and multiracial groups, and a decline in the white population starting after 2024, bro. Okay? Look, younger demographics among white Americans are already approaching minority status in some age groups, bro. Come on now. Hey, the Lord's working on this guy. Hey, the scriptures are undefeated, bro. The scriptures are undefeated, man. The Lord said he's going to cut off son and nephew, bro. And he's in the process of doing that now. You see? He's working that work now. Okay? Matter of fact, let's get another one. Let's go to, let's get that Job 18 real quick. The book of Job. $18. I'm gonna start up and jump down. I'm gonna start at 5, then jump down to 17. Job 18:5, and it reads, yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. Right, the Lord's gonna put these niggas light out, man. Okay? And we know that light, goes back to what? Lucifer, right? The illuminated ones, Illuminati, which they bear the false light. A Luciferians is a bearer of the light, but Esau bears the false light. You see on the left-hand side. See, the Lord's gonna put this nigga's lights out, is what he's gonna ultimately do upon him stripping the scepter from him. You see, he's no longer gonna be that that bright shining star. Okay, he's no longer the golden cup in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's hand. Look, his remembrance shall perish from the earth. See, his remembrance shall perish from the earth. Here's another precept highlighting the reality of him being eradicated. Okay? Because remember, that wicked we're talking about in Proverbs 18:5, that wicked is talking about Esau, the so-called self-proclaimed white man. Woman and child, pursuing the Malachi 1:4. Okay? The wicked is a buzzword for them. Look it. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall now have no name in the street. All right, why do you think it's saying that, man? Because they like the name. They call their lands after their own names. They do that. The scriptures say they do that in their pride, right? But no, scriptures telling us his remembrance shall perish, right? His remembrance shall perish, and he shall have no name in the street, man. Okay, look it. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world, bro. Okay? And this is happening on a population scale right now, right before our eyes. Okay? Look at it. Verse 19. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people. Isolating that bloodline, right? Nor any remaining in his dwelling, bro. Let's get this in a Good News Bible real quick. Let's see what this says in the Good News Bible. Job 18. I'm going to go straight to 17 and down. Come on, let's go. Job 18. The book of Job, chapter 18 and verse 17. And the Good News Bible. I'm going to read down to 19. And it reads. I might read all the way down to the bottom. But it reads. Yeah, I'm going to read all the way down to the bottom. It reads this. Their fame is ended at home. Their fame is ended at home and abroad. Right? No one remembers them anymore. Okay? Because we already know Esau is the man right now. Right? Even though he's becoming small among the heathen, as scripture say he would. He's becoming less important. Okay? Insignificant. That's actually happening as well on the global stage. You know? But when push comes to shove, you know, he's still able to put his hand in the back of these other nations right now. But that's coming to an end. But look at, they will be driven out of the land of the living, driven from light into darkness, bro. Okay, showing you what? They're not going to take part in that eon of paradise, bro. Upon the perfecting of righteousness upon the planet Earth. Esau's not going to be there. Okay? Let's read it again. They will be driven out of the land of the living. Okay, look. Driven from light into darkness, man. They have no descendants nor survivors, man. Come on now. Look it. They have no descendants, no survivors, man. This is this is Job 18 and 19 in the Good News Bible. Let's read it one more time. They, as in the wicked, right? They have no descendants, no survivors. From east to west, all who hear of their fate shudder and tremble with fear, man. Look it. That is the fate of wicked people. The fate of those who care nothing for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. So this is this man's destiny, bro. And again, to bring it all the way home. Okay? To bring it all the way home. The book of Obadiah is the equalizer, right? Obadiah 1 and 18. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 17. But upon Zion shall be deliverance. Zion being what? To Zion, right? Which is talking to Israel, right? It's another name for Israel, man. It goes into a memorial, parched place. You see? It goes in, it's another name for Israel, man. It's another name for Jerusalem, which is obviously talking to the people. Right? Before the place. But it's telling us what? But upon Zion shall be deliverance. All right, so much for these other nations being delivered. Genesis and the rest of you crazies out there. All right? And there shall be holiness. All right? Which holy goes into what? Separate. Okay? Separate. And what's going to separate us from these other heathen nations? The second covenant. Okay? That's the separator. The second covenant, that's what separates us from these heathen. Okay? Just like how the first covenant separated us from these heathen, bro. Right? And the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. Talking to you heathen. You're going to be a possession. So is your land. And so is everything you have. Right? And the house of Jacob shall be a fire. And the house of Joseph a flame. All 12 tribes. To do what? And the house of Esau for stubble, man. The house of Esau for stubble. When you read Genesis 36, it taps into his genealogy, bro. So you can see exactly what house that's talking about. Okay, you're going to come across Amalek. You're going to come across all of them, man. Okay, Amalek being the chief house of Esau, which are these small hats. Okay, the gutter rats in our land. Them. Right? Let's continue on. And they shall kindle a fire, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For the Lord Yahweh has spoken it, bro. Okay, this is clear, plain. There's going to be no remaining in the house of Salakia, forgive me. There will be no remaining of the house of Esau, bro. For the Lord has spoken it. You see that? There's not going to be no Esau, no Edomite remaining. Backing up the precepts we brought out tonight, Isaiah 14, Job 18, and there's more we had quoted earlier. You know, Balaam's vision he had, you know, what Moses was told, all right, via remembering Amalek. There's various other scriptures that back this up, that back up the validity of this meaning what it says, all right, and not some allegorical proverb like Genesis is talking about. But I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna leave that right there. We're gonna stay on tasks and stay focused. But this is the point, okay? Evil E, okay, is on his way out. He's disintegrating right before our eyes, bro. Okay, this is what this whole MAGA thing's about. You know, this whole war on, immigrants and all this other crazy shit that these niggas are doing. It's all about Jacob and Esau. It's all about Jacob and Esau. This is what this whole story is oriented around. Okay? But Big Brother's coming. Yahweh Shai. He's going to settle the score with these dudes. Okay? But before his arrival, we're going to continue to see Evil E go through it. All right? And the rest of these heathen as well. Deuteronomy 30 and 7 is resting upon them, man. Okay? Hey, these numbers don't lie. Just like Esau, Esau's big on data. You know, he's big on doing graphing and seeing what, the formula and the similitudes and the reality of how it's, just Esau, man. You know how Esau gets down, bro. Now Esau stands behind them numbers. And this is what we see. We're seeing statistics, we're seeing numbers, we're seeing the reality, okay, from his own team. Right? What was it? The barrel of what was it? Let's see, let's get that again. Yeah, there it goes. The census bureau of projections. Okay, these are Edomites, man. Come on, man. Okay, and and the reality is this: by 2045, which they don't got that much time. Okay, let's read this again and we'll close out. All right, Census Bureau projections suggest the U.S. will become a minority white nation around 2045, meaning the non-Hispanic white population will fall below 50%. Check this out. This is due to a combination of two trends. Faster growth among minority populations. Okay, didn't the Lord tell us to be fruitful and multiply, man? All right, hey, they know. Doesn't the scripture say that we're like the sand of the sea and cannot be measured, bro? We're like the stars of heaven, bro. Israel, we're too deep. Okay, numbers don't lie. All right, numbers don't lie, bro. And he today that is a king, tomorrow shall die. Lord willing, you beloved Akim and Akwa were edified. Abaratazah, you were spiritually fed. And Lord willing, you were informed. Okay? Hey, prophecy is speaking on all levels. You got to have a spiritual eye to see it, though. The Lord got to put the spirit on. You beloved Akim and Akwa already know. You can see it for what it is. You measuring the times. You see? Prophecy speaking on all levels, man. The scriptures say, be not ignorant of any matter, small or great. Okay? To a mere mortal, it seems like something, nah, this is heavy right here, man. This is the Lord. This is the Lord making good on his word. The Lord is on Esau's ass, man. He done plagued his woman's womb and then sterilized this nigga's semen. I'm going to leave it right there through the spirit. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. A double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, once again, you beloved Akim and Akwath were edified, spiritually fed and informed through the spirit and power, mercy, and grace of our power. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.